Not a lot of manufacturers left in America, but AFTCO is proud to be one. AFTCO was started by a man named J.C. Axelson, had a large manufacturing business, was a big game fisherman. There wasn't a roller guide on the market that he thought was right, so he invented it in the basement of his home. He was quite a developer. And in 1973, Mom and Dad bought AFTCO, and in 1974, I joined them in the business. We started in a 2,400 square foot building that we rented. Today we're in a 117,000 square foot building that we own. Our business was always about being innovative, not just copy what somebody else did and make it 2 cents cheaper.
The very best materials, the best processes, the best plating, the best lubricants, they don't just come by accident. They come from many, many years of actually using the product and listening to our customers that use it and trying to figure out ways to make everything that we make better. We're constantly improving, find little things that we can change. They're not always giant, but when you add them all up, it just makes to a lot higher quality product. All of the hardware that we make here at AFTCO, all the guides and tops, they all get handled 4 or 5 times during the assembly process to be hand assembled, to check to make sure everything rolls and that all the finishes are good, all the plating's good, that there's no sharp edges or no flaws in the finishes. 24 to 36 hours in the deburring machines. It takes a lot of time, but it produces a finished part with better plating, smoother edges, and to keep the line from getting damaged. The heart of our product is made right here, and a lot of it's made right here in Orange County. We get the opportunity to be hands-on with the development, with the material selection, with the design. I think it's important that we are promoting Made in the USA and building products right here.
First got the idea of AFTCO entering the clothing business. This was 1988 at a father-daughter Christian retreat. Something that fishermen would use, be stain resistant, that a guy could wear on the boat for a long time, and that was made specifically for them. I had 3 swatches of fabric on my desk from 3 different manufacturers who all said that they'd be stain resistant. Dad called me from home. He says, "Billy, come up to AFTCO, we need to clean fish." I took the 3 swatches of fabric off my desk, threw it down on the table, all the blood and guts, let them dry, took them home, washed them. One of the swatches came out beautifully. That is the same fabric that we use today in our AFTCO traditional fishing short.
So when we say AFTCO quality apparel, a lot of that is choosing the right fabric. Does it wash well? Does it hang well? Does it dry well? Does it last? How you manufacture it. Are we doing the right kind of seams? Are we using the right kind of threads? You know, the patterns and the manufacturer sewing it correctly. We'll develop multiple prototypes and send those out to the field to get feedback from all our fishing ambassadors. They're out there using the product, and this can come down to styling, unique little features like what's the best thumb hole loop, what's the best hood, what's the best way of venting. There's so many variables in a garment, and each one of them has to be constantly looked at, and that's how we achieve quality. We have a high standard and we try and keep that.
One of the things that makes AFTCO unique is our focus on conservation. It really starts with my dad. I remember as a kid him telling me that we had a responsibility to look for ways to find ways to do good things for the ocean. We have a 10% pledge that says we're going to take 10% of our profits and put it back into conservation issues. And we've done that every year. In fact, we've done more than that every year. Say thank you, to give back to the sport fishing community, to give back to the ocean. We now are in our 3rd generation. Now we've got our 3 kids working here.
We have such an appreciation for doing what we love to do and working for a company that has the level of integrity that AFTCO does.